Christian movies have a bit of a reputation, and I honestly feel that's a little bit earned. They're generally considered low quality, poor acting, stories that just aren't that engaging or interesting and are more of just a vehicle in order to evangelize. And to be fair, I feel that there is a lot of truth to that. However, I can only imagine is a great step away from those preconceived biases that exist. And I think part of that is this is a film that isn't even necessarily meant to be a Christian film first and foremost. It's more of a biographical, inspirational story of a single individual, and faith is a very key central part to that story. It certainly has its rough moments, but I feel that I can only imagine it might be one of the best Christian films that I've seen to date. I think some of its rougher parts are certainly the beginning, when you're in his early childhood days. Child actors are really hard to work with. Having your movie focus on child actors right out of the gate makes that first 20, 30 minutes really difficult, especially when you're already fighting a bias of low quality to begin with. However, once you get out of that, once you get to a little bit more of the music, it starts to build. It builds slowly, but we slowly begin to get to a really engaging story that gets some really powerful scenes. Probably one of the big surprises is actually the main actor is very good. J. Michael Finley plays the lead, and I looked up his background because I was very curious as to what it would be, and it turns out that he has a theater background, and I think that works really well for him in this case. What really drives this film to be something more than just your standard, feel-good Christian film is the relationship between the two primary characters of this film. And that's Bart Miller, who creates the song, and his father, Arthur Miller, who's played by Dennis Quaid. And Finley and Quaid, as son and father, work so well. And there are just some heartbreaking, powerful scenes that are done as you watch a movie that is about two very broken people. That's really what this film comes down to, and it is heartbreaking as you watch it. It's so hard to see these two people struggling so much, and these two actors have done such a fantastic job at bringing that to life. Those scenes where these two are interacting with each other are more than worth the price of admission to go see this film. There's definitely your cheesy moments, your moments that just aren't nearly what you wish that they could be, or that make you feel like, oh, this is just another one of these low-quality Christian movies. But those scenes are different, and the message of this film is that God heals broken people. And I think that making it about these two men helps illustrate that better than nearly any other Christian film ever has. I know that will be difficult for some people who might watch this film or even watch this review that aren't Christians or don't have a real strong background in that, but honestly, I feel like it makes a huge difference that this movie isn't about necessarily trying to reach to people, but it's about giving an example of broken people and how God can fix broken people. It just makes the movie that much better and more engaging and interesting to watch. And I think that it avoids a lot of the pitfalls that movies like God's Not Dead can necessarily fall into, where it's a lot of preaching to the choir, because everyone can deal with the issues that this film talks about. And that's why I think this is one of the best, because it avoids preaching to the choir necessarily, and it, by not making reaching out to people the one sole purpose of this movie, it actually is a better witness, I think. I think it makes it a very good conversational piece. I think it makes it a film that you could share with people who don't share your faith and could make a good, interesting conversation opener. Much better than God's Not Dead, or much better than a film which just paints non-believers as almost the enemy in a lot of ways. I think this film is probably one of the best witnesses that any movie could possibly have. This is a powerful movie that has a powerful message. It's definitely not a perfect movie, but it is a movie worth watching in my opinion. And I think this is one that if you have the chance, you should see it in theaters. If you don't have the chance, then don't worry. It's going to be a film that has as much power outside of the theater as in the theater. It has a message which doesn't rely necessarily on the immersion of being in a theater, of seeing it on the big screen. It's just as powerful whether you're in your seat eating popcorn in a dark room or you're sitting on your couch with your friends and family just relaxing. I hope you enjoyed my review of I Can Only Imagine. It's definitely not the kind of film that I'm usually reviewing on here, but I thought it was a fantastic film, and I really hope that you enjoy it too. And if you've had the chance to see it, why don't you let me know down below what you thought? If you enjoy my videos, why don't you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can keep up to date with all of them. And if you could share this video, that would be fantastic and it would really help me grow. And if you could help me grow this channel by sharing this video with other people you think would be interested in it, that would help me so much. I really want to make this channel something that people can enjoy and see as a resource in what movies they should spend their time on. And until the next review, I'll see you then.